OMG BBG! Welcome back to another BBG Talks episode. What's going on?
So it's nice to be back. We're gonna talk about some stuff regarding our previous videos and products, anime, everything Beyblade related, pretty much.
Yeah, as usual. So, newest release coming out, Random Booster Volume 28. A while back we did think that Prominence Valkyrie was going to be the last release, but it didn't make sense though, you know what I mean? Because like the anime still had like 5-6 episodes left, right? Which is more than enough time to release another product. So we have another Random Booster.
So it's kind of cool. It's got a theme. It's got the like red, black, white vibes. So that's your like Belial design, recolored. So instead of like a gold theme, I guess like that's old school now. No more gold stuff. They decided to come up with some fresh new colors like based on the Belial design. So that's cool.
Yeah, and they're basically all the Beys from every single main character that we've had up till now.
All the protagonists.
Yeah, so you got Valkyrie, you got Achilles, right? You have Helios, you have Hyperion. You got Dragon as well. So quickly, let's just go over every single Bey that you will be getting. You got Ultimate Valkyrie, you have Tempest Achilles, Infinite Dragon, Super Hyperion, and King Helios.
I like how you said you will be getting as if like everybody's gonna get all 5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most collectors will go for the whole set.
Which one are you eyeing on, Brendan?
I don't know. Like, that's tough to say. They all look pretty good, to be honest. I feel like it's gonna be the Valkyrie or the Achilles.
Yo, Achilles.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
the Achilles looking pretty fresh. But it's actually it's not Achilles. Are you looking at Tempest Achilles, or are you looking at Infinite Dragon?
Oh, actually, you're right.
Yeah, because it's mixed up.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at Infinite Dragon.
Me too. That's what the one that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually too interested in the Tempest Achilles, but we also get Infinite Shield with this release too, which is pretty cool. And then the couple of new parts that we get, Metal Dimension, so that's pretty sweet, right? Dimension Driver getting a metal variant, and High Charge Dash. So we had Metal Charge recently. Now we get High Charge Dash. So that's pretty sick. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you guys upset at all though? Like, there's no like real new parts or new Bey release in this random booster, like we usually see from the previous ones. Like the last random booster was already kind of like meh, right? So here's another recolored of parts that we have seen. None of them are like featured in the anime, right?
Yeah, and Random Booster Volume 27 was very recent. There was only like 2 releases ago, right? But this one beats out 27 in my opinion, right? Like that one there, you had like Galaxy Pegasus recolor and stuff, so you had a couple of special things, but this one here definitely takes the cake, especially if you want competitive parts and Beys that you actually battle with. Then Random Booster Volume 28 is not too bad. In terms of the anime, obviously coming to its climax very soon. We only got a few episodes left. Looks like we're going to end it with a bang, with a big battle. So yeah, there's really not much else to say for that. Like, we're just going to have to wait and see what the results are like for this upcoming battle royale or whatever. But yeah, can't wait.
Still no like real info on the next phase of Beyblade Burst or whatever news of the new season, new series, new products.
Yeah. As of like this recording.
Exactly.
At the time of recording, yeah.
So a little bit sad, like what if it's not coming, right?
I'm a little more optimistic. I'm thinking actually the longer it takes, we know it's coming because Takara Tomy has said it already, right? Like official Beyblade has said that something is coming. The longer it takes, I'm cool with it, man. Like build up the suspense. Work on it a little bit more. Stop giving me random boosters that are just recolors of everything. Like, take your time. Just give me some bangers, man. You know? So that's me anyways, right?
But what if they like backtrack?
Yeah,
or
they're like, oh yo,
that's not what we meant, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like what you guys expected.
Are you serious? We just meant more random boosters.
Exactly. 29, 30, 31, 32, right?
They're all recolored. We're just releasing the same things, just different colors now.
In the vaults blue color, and then like shoes red color.
And we'd still buy it. And we'd buy it all.
We'll buy until random booster hits 1,000.
Yeah, everything. But there's something coming. But we just gotta be patient, right?
Alright, so yeah, that's that.
Yeah, that's anime. Like, there's not much to talk about yet. We'll dive into anime a little bit more once it concludes, because I love talking about DB.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. that alludes to our comment section a little bit, so we can talk about that a little bit more in just a second. But yeah, you can go for the first comment.
Sure, yeah, we'll give you a bit more context about our videos that we recently posted. This comment is featured from a couple of these, well actually a lot of them are from this ice stadium that we did earlier last month. Yo, that video was so sick. There's so many people feeling like nostalgic and stuff like that, so that's super cool to see. Thank you guys for watching that video. I felt like we actually didn't even spend that much time on the video because we couldn't even film, it was too cold. Like we only had that like prime 30 minutes to be out there and actually like battle until everything just like froze. Yeah. Well, like our hands and everything.
And on top of that, like our camera gear was freezing up.
Oh yeah, it was like shutting down.
Yeah, it was like minus 40, so all the batteries were not doing very well. And on top of that, what more can you do with it other than battling?
Yeah, and we also didn't want to like damage the tips too much because we were battling using our newest DB Beys, right?
And all the plastic from all of our Beys, like they're suffering in the minus 40 or whatever temperature it was at the time, like 35, negative 30. It was cold out.
Yeah.
But either way though, it was still nice to revisit the idea because if you guys actually watch the entire video at the end, I included some bloopers because we actually attempted it the year before and we tried it way too late in the winter season. It was spring already, and it flopped.
Yeah.
But we kept the footage, and look at that.
Yeah.
We made it.
Sunlight Sim says, now that's what we call a masterpiece. I wouldn't consider it a masterpiece. I felt like there are, like it can be better. So open to suggestions from you guys.
Because it wasn't like the perfect stadium because like there was a couple of air bubbles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was a fun video though.
It was good.
It was better than a lot of videos that we've done in a while.
Yeah, it was fun.
But yeah.
Thanks for watching that.
Yeah, we're glad that you think it's a masterpiece because yeah.
Yeah. Alright, the next comment I have here is from our Prominence Valkyrie unboxing. So, surprisingly, that was like a super underrated Bey, and a lot of you guys felt that way as well. And so, this comment from Simidev says, Prominence Valkyrie is basically a DB version of Dead Phoenix. The color and the feel to it says a lot.
Yep.
I like to see it in the anime, by the way. I feel like if it was featured in the anime, they would like hype this Bey up so much more. Imagine if like Fenomeno just got like an upgraded Bey or like just like a new recolor in the anime, right? That would have like totally did this Bey solid. But I guess like in this release, there was no character association. It wasn't really featured in the anime. Yeah. So it's kind of like a missed opportunity, but at the same time, it was a good release.
They could have made it like almost like Turbo style. Fenomeno defeats Rashad, takes his savior Valkyrie, which is a red version, and then he fuses it together into his Prominence Phoenix to make it Prominence Valkyrie. That
like some like copycat like a range system type vibe.
Not even just like Turbo, basically like Phi defeating Hearts, right? Takes over some of the Bey, you know what I mean? Like fuses it together. Yeah, like basically that's what they could have done in the anime. All right. But of course, Rashad already converted to Greatest Raphael at that point already, so.
Alright, start hiring BBG Brendan for the producer, the writer,
it's just
director.
Ideas non-stop, man. Like, I can keep Beyblade going till the end of time. I'll be 99, and I'll be like, let it rip, and I have so many ideas, guys. But anyways, yeah, that's a sick Bey. It was, like, so good.
Yeah,
right?
It was really good.
Like, it's really strong, cheap, too. I mentioned it, like, 100 times now. It's, like, a $20 Bey, right? If you can find it online, it's really cheap, performs well. Alright, I got a few comments here. They're all really good ones. So this one is for our recent stress test 2.0 video. And as a lot of you know, there was like some flaws with that test. There were some things that we overlooked. And there was a lot of great suggestions and a bunch of tips that you guys left down in the comment section. It was really good discussions overall. So James D says, you should have used a different Bey to compare the teeth wear. So TT's Imperial Dragon Slope, like the old one that we were using, right? The teeth are higher up, so it wasn't clicking as hard. It doesn't grip as much, right? So in summary, we should have used a different Imperial Dragon, like the later release one. They mentioned that we should have used the one from B178, which was a random booster. We got like a black and gold version, I think, in that one. And that was like a newer mold. And so that was a really good point, really.
No, for sure. Like, there's definitely a lot of inconsistencies and other, like, environmental factors that we could have totally, like, swapped out. Definitely was not, like, 100% accurate test.
Yeah.
But even when I was recording it, like, or editing it and recording it, I was like, is this really how we're going to do this? And then at the end of it, we're like, I guess it is how it is. Like, we already did it.
Yeah.
So...
And then on top of that, too, like, I figured... like we were trying to like basically help people decide between getting Takara Tomy or getting Hasbro Pro Series, right? And so most people, if they're going to go for an Imperial Dragon, they're not looking for B178. They're not going to gun for that random booster. They're going to get the electric driver, the starter.
That's a good point.
So that's why, like in the back of my head while we're filming that, I was like, well, we were asking you, are you going to get Takara Tomy or Pro Series, right?
Yeah.
So it's either the starter or the Pro Series, not the random booster.
Our conclusion was going to be like, yo, is the plastic weaker on the Hasbro, right? But that doesn't really prove that point, I guess. And yeah, so back on the drawing board, taking suggestions and reading your comments.
So there's a lot of inconsistencies with Hasbro's releases. So it's really nice that there's so much discussion and that all these people from the community know so much. It's really educational. All right, and I got a few more comments. This is from our previous BBG talks. So like we have to obviously grab comments from our previous episode. Our last BBG talks was about whether DB was the worst season ever. So that was like a heated one. We had strong opinions in that one. It wasn't like a super popular BBG talks episode because maybe the topic wasn't, you know, as attractive to some people. But the people that did watch it left us a lot of good comments. This one here is from Vanguardian Stasis. I'm getting Destiny vibes. You play Destiny, man? Vanguardian Stasis? Because great game. Anyways, long comments, so I'm going to try and summarize a little bit, but maybe I'll just read out the whole thing. It's really good. So for a new anime, I would like a better focus on story and story elements like themes, symbolism, and foreshadowing. The biggest thing I would want is better power scaling. In Burst, it's basically a real battle where anyone can win except if they activate a broken power-up. In DB, it's super frustrating watching the battles, seeing someone become stronger or get a power-up, and they still lose to a Hasbro Bey for literally no reason. Now, I feel like that's a shot at Ilya, but all good. Less focus for toddlers and more focus towards a teenage audience, or at least treat the viewers with respect to their intelligence.
That's deep.
That's deep.
It's deep.
That's deep. But I think they hit the nail on the head for like what I want. You want less kid theme. You know, like I don't want super simple, you know, just like battle.
Well, that's why some people love Metal Sega, because it's got more like the fantasy,
more drama to it, right?
More development.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's almost like the audiences from like if you stayed from the very beginning, like they're grown to a point where they can accept those type of like drama or like the anime type, like more mature themes, right? So like they can totally do it, but maybe they're just still catering towards like people who are just starting out and like collecting bays and stuff like
That's
that.
That's definitely what
they've
DB
kind of given up on the more mature audiences. And the more mature audiences are great. Like it's good that Takara Tomy is coming up with like the remakes and stuff like that. That's what that audience likes. So but they kind of like the main stuff, you know, it's still like everybody sort of vibe, right?
And that's probably why DB feels a little bit weak, is because it does feel a little dumbed down a little bit. Bell's character overall, like I'm not a huge fan of his personality and everything like that. And a lot of people that watch Beyblade watch other anime and other TV shows that are like that. So it's it kind of sucks to see a kind of weak story come from them. But I like really liked that comment. So last one, okay, and then we're ending this episode.
This one
is
long.
Is from Steve A. We have so many good comments in this episode of BBG Talks. So it says, kind of surprised some of the OG main antagonists don't recognize Bey evolutions like Bahamut or Phoenix, and they're like, oh, a new Phoenix and a new owner? That's something that we've touched about multiple times now. It's like, oh, Phoenix is back, and no one's tripping. No one's tripping out.
It's like
they're not scared. Like Fi's gonna come kill all you guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, we've talked about things like that before, and Bahamut and all that stuff, right? In GT, when we saw Bahamut, another Bahamut, right? Like, what are the chances that two people made like the exact same avatar, type of thing? You know what I mean?
Well, I guess Savior Valkyrie pretty much got copied, right? So
yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing that makes it so weird, because like in OG Beyblade and in Metal Fight Beyblade, like those the
main characters
and the
never
spirits,
like overlap.
Exactly, ever pretty much, right? Unless it was deliberately a copycat that was like an evil version or something, right? It's like, Dragoon, Jaceel, all these guys, like, that's exclusively to those guys.
But in the world of Beyblade Burst, like, you would see an old Gen Bey be used by some randos.
Yeah,
you know,
for real.
So like, there's no explanation of how they like acquired it.
Exactly,
It just
yeah.
happens.
It kind of makes you think that people just walked into a store and they're like, hey, that's Vault's Beyblade Valkyrie. Yeah, I'll pick one up.
It's like, I got the blueprint for it, so
Yeah.
they just like downloaded it and
Yeah.
like, got it.
Yeah, in that sense, it makes Beyblade Burst seem like a little bit lacking compared to the other ones.
I don't,
a little bit.
Not
but
really. Other ones
it's
are
more
like, kind of
realistic.
like that too, though. Like
Really, like you have randos that
Yeah,
are
you
just like
see-
using a Pegasus.
you see randos using like Cancer or something, you know, like
Yeah, but
not
they don't.
Pegasus.
But they don't have like an actual like Bit Beast crest like on the face bolt and stuff like that. Like it would
Oh,
be.
that's true.
It would be the Bey
That's
and
what
be
you mean.
blank.
Yeah.
Right. But these ones here, that you actually have Rashad using Savior Valkyrie, and that's just crazy.
Well, these aren't like family heirlooms, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
relax.
It's a sport, yeah. That's what I think a lot of people were used to
Yeah.
seeing, right? But yeah, like this comment, obviously, with all the likes, people agree with it. So
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much it. We've rambled on for a very long
Yeah,
time
this
now.
thing is long.
Maybe one of our longer BBG talks for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, great comments. Keep on leaving those comments down in the comment section. Obviously, we'll address them. We'll read through all of them. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode of BBG Talks because it'll come eventually when something else releases.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah,
your
cool.
support. Thanks for the comments. Make sure you like the video, and as always, geeks
Geeks out.